kill you.
What?
Seriously, stop it.
All right. Why don't you come on over and enjoy this view with me then?
It's great. It's the best.
Oh. Come on. We made it all the way up here just so you could wimp out on the last 2 steps?
Yeah. Yes, deal was to get up here, so.
All right, here's what's going to happen. You're going to get your ass over here, sit on the edge, or you can go down here on the kid seat and look at this view with me.
We can't miss training.
Really? Not even just for one night?
No.
Can we talk about it?
It's getting late.
Yeah. Okay.
Do not, it is too high.
Oh my God. You know, I don't think I can live like this anymore, Abby.
Owen, I'm serious, I will break up with you. Owen.
I always loved you.
Don't! Owen!
I have to press a button or something? Oh, I can turn the camera.
Oh my God.
What if I just like stay up here and like... Well, I'm gonna hang out here while the camera does that. Oh, maybe there's no new dialogue. What do I have to hit anyway? Like spacebar? Oh yeah, that answers that.
Abby!
I'm down here, you asshole.
You jumped? And I missed it?
I thought you drowned.
And you came to my rescue?
No. I came to make sure you drowned.
I found something pretty awesome.
What?
I think you're gonna have to follow me to see it.
Alright, is
Oh, we have to
gameplay
go
stuff
back.
again.
We
So,
will.
just,
Once
there's
you
like
see
a
this.
little bit of trail end of
people are
conversation
just
about if
starting
there's
to warm up
power
to
in the
us.
frag kind of
Keep showing
camping
up
area.
late to everything, it'll seem
Yeah, Frag
seems
2023, I was kind of around
What are
like
we gonna do?
a middle
Got a bunch
side-ish.
of displaced
As I
fireflies
just
with
wrote there.
nowhere else to go?
So maybe like an extreme
I
middle
don't
or an
wanna
extreme
find out.
end. Maybe
Just
there'd be like
come
some
see
power
this
that people
thing.
could plug like campers or something into. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, just like Ellie's segment, we have a whole bunch of flashbacks with Abby's segment. But this is another issue that I find with the storytelling is we aren't yet given a reason to care. Like, the main reason why players would still presumably be playing at this point is because they care about the cliffhanger that they were just left off at with Ellie's story, with Abby pointing a gun and being like, we spared your lives and you wasted it, and then, like, cut to black, cliffhanger. And now you gotta play through Abby's story to, like, get caught up to that again. So if you're focused on
You wanna
that,
keep going?
and now you start doing Abby's story, and it's now like, hey, here's a plot about going and finding out where Owen is, because he went missing, and maybe he turned traitor, and now you're getting flashbacks about, like, her time with Owen. When the biggest, most interesting thing the story has done so far that, like, is unanswered, like, so far the biggest Chekhov's gun, you could kind of argue, sort of, not really, is, the whole cliffhanger end with Ellie's story there and Abby's stuff. So the player would still presumably be in the mentality of, let's just rush through this stuff so I can find out what the hell happens. So I feel like if you did all of Ellie's stuff and then all of Abby's stuff, or you had like the option of a save file that you select on the main menu, you would have the time to like explore it at your own pace, rather than just feeling like this is a prerequisite that you have to get through to get to the stuff that you actually care about the most, which takes away like your ability to actually take this in, I guess. Because I know when I was playing this casually with a family, I was not really taking this in. I was like, well, time to bum rush through this and find out what the heck happened with the thing that I actually care about. I'm sure that that's probably what the case was with a lot of players. So, if this was like, you know, extra stuff on top of story that you'd already seen through, then great. But because it just feels like prerequisite stuff to get to the thing that is currently the highest on your priority list in terms of finding out the answers to as a player, it kind of undermines the value of these segments, I feel like. But that's my humble opinion on the matter. The player isn't quite able to appreciate the full value because of the order that you're telling these events. Because the thing that they still place the most value on is something that you're not going to see for like another 15 plus hours, but player be bum rushing through trying to see it.
Hey, give me
They haven't been given ample reason for this to be the thing of most importance. If they saw all of Ellie's story through, the credits rolled, things were great, and now it's like, hey, here's another save file that you can do another adventure, and you can do Abby's story, then you would care about this because, like, you know how Ellie's stuff resolved. This would currently be the thing of greatest importance. It would be the storytelling thing that you want to see resolved the most because it's like, it's a thing that's happening right now, there's nothing else to grab your attention. But with such a massive thing that is left unanswered, like such a massive bombshell that is just left as a cliffhanger, that will remain in the player's head, in my opinion, as the storytelling thing of most importance, and therefore the full focus cannot be on this as a member of the audience. That's my opinion when it comes to the storytelling approach of this game. So as I keep on saying, I think that this game does have like a lot of really good stuff going on with its story, but I think, and it has a lot of issues with it, but if I had to name the #1 biggest issue, it's the storytelling format and order. I feel like it just ends up shooting itself in the foot drastically.
Yeah,
Can I do it?
You love this idiot, so, I mean, what's that say about you?
Don't let me do it too. I don't think. I thought I saw a clip at one point of someone doing it. I don't know how to do it. I'm getting emails, but it's not too important right now. I thought I saw a clip at one point of someone doing it. I thought it was possible or something. Yeah, debating on what to do this year. Things so pricey. What, for Fragapalooza or just like gaming stuff in general? I know that like switched. I don't know how to do it. I could have sworn I saw a clip of someone doing it at one point, but I don't know how to do it. I think I found out that it was a thing that you could do after I was looking through Steam achievements out of curiosity. I think that that was an achievement, and I looked up how to do it, and that's why I think I saw a clip of someone doing it. I can't. Oh, I hit spacebar. Oh, maybe it wasn't an achievement. I swear I saw a clip at some point. I'm doing it again. I'm doing it with another railing. Here. Whee! Okay, well. In terms of frag this year, one thing that I would like to do, the past few years I've always done like 3 Smash tournaments. This year I think I might want to do like 2 Smash tournaments and a Mario Kart tournament instead, considering the Switch 2 will be out. It'll still be like a pretty new console at that point with a lot of people that would want to have it still not having it and still not having the chance to play the new Mario Kart. And people might just want like an opportunity to play it and just try it out and have fun. But realistically, there's no way that I do that in addition to 3 Smash tournaments, so I'd probably have to get rid of one. So I'm thinking that maybe the Mario Kart would take over like the casual free-for-all Smash tournament there, and the Mario Kart is like the new casual. Anyone hop in and try it out thing? And for those that aren't getting like a Switch 2 because holy crap, 630 bucks, or Mario Kart World because holy crap, $110, have an opportunity to try it out. On the topic of things being pricey in Fragapalooza.
Bet a family came through.
So I'm thinking about that.
Look at these drawings.
We haven't really discussed tournaments in Fragapalooza meetings so far. We've been mostly discussing like changes to the website and troubleshooting that and all that, since Frag has a new website now, and you know, trying to put the site through its paces and break it and bug fix it.
I wonder what happened to him.
Maybe they joined the wolves.
Well,
Yeah, or it got killed by scars.
but once we start talking about tournaments, I would like to bring that up there. I don't know what the format would look like until the game is actually out, and I know what kind of formats might be the best. But it is something that I'm very much thinking about here. What do I do now? How do I progress? Do I look at more drawings? Wait, what do I do? Am I dumb? Wait.
All right.
Okay.
Enough of this boat.
Okay, so that progresses things. I gotcha.
You want to go see the rest of the fish zoo?
You think there's more to see?
Of course. Let's go.
Gonna dive into the water or something? But yeah. Yeah, might even drive back and forth to save money, but it can be exhausting. Yeah, that's what I did in my first year of Fragapalooza in 2019. I was only there for like spans of time and I would head home. And I remember Cernal was saying to me like, what, you just show up, you win the Smash tournaments and then you leave? What the heck? What's wrong with you? Essentially. I thought it was kind of funny. But I did a bunch of driving back and forth. And my cousin that comes with his kids, he just drives back and forth and sleeps at home. Although his kids sleep at the venue. With last year, my chair being stolen while I was out in my vehicle. I have pictures of my little cousin sleeping on my chair, his chair, and my beanbag chair all at once. Aw, I was gonna slide down the thing. Also, if there's anything to collect here, it's not gonna matter because it's a flashback anyway, but just force of habit of trying to go around freaking looting everything.
Think you can get
But yeah, in terms of
Get me up there.
in terms of saving money, a lot of people will just sleep like in the venue itself rather than like at a nearby hostel or hotel or something like that. If you're saying that that's like the usual go-to alternative,
Here.
some people will do that. A lot of people like me sleep in their vehicle. Like
Holy shit. Look at you.
whoa, there's a thing going on between them. But
Yeah, right.
like sometimes I'll just sleep in my car. I just like put the back of the seats down and lay out a little foam mattress and just kind of sleep there.
Except that this is nothing.
Problem is that once the sun comes up,
Nah.
it starts heating up really fast. So like, I can't sleep in too much, which that is good at least, and then I can get right back to gaming. But the car starts heating up like a furnace because it's just like a big metal box essentially. So as that sun starts coming up and the sunlight starts pouring in, I eventually just wake up around like 8 to 9ish in like sweating because it's so dang warm in there, and I have to get out. I'm like, oh, fresh air and coolness. Oh my god, it's too warm in that car. It becomes a furnace. Which is why I really like sleeping in a tent in the back of my truck in the summers when I can. Considering a tent isn't gonna heat up quite as much, that fabric, as like the big metal box. But we'll see how well my truck is working. I've been driving it around lately. I'm figuring out if an oil drip is like a serious leak or not. Because apparently old vehicles like that just didn't seal very well and it would always drip a little bit of oil anyway, so the shop that worked on it was just like, yeah, just put in some fresh heavy oil in there and less will be pushed through and it should be okay, but keep an eye on it. So driving it around and keeping an eye on it, but
No spots.
I hope to
Well, the one I saw wasn't
drive it to frag
bronze
this
either,
year and
so-
tent in the back. Slightly more room than my car as well. I can actually sleep fully outstretched. Only if I go corner to corner in my truck box, it's not large.
What is this class?
But, you know,
It's a tank in the floor.
it works better than putting my
Can you imagine
legs
this place
through
with
the
people?
front seats. Rather go corner to corner in a box.
My dad would love this place.
Yeah.
So we'll see here. We'll see if my truck's working well enough to take it to Hallowland next month. Not Hallowland, Megaland. As the trial run before frag. Or something like that. Yeah. Doesn't need a battery pack for power? For, like, accessories and stuff like that? Because that's usually what I bring. I haven't actually found my battery pack in a little while. I've been looking for it. Best trip ever. Penny's Bachelorette. But I usually bring, like, a decently sized battery pack with some
It's mine.
USB ports, and then I, like, charge my phone there. Sometimes I don't even use the battery pack all that much, because sometimes I'll make sure that my things are charging while I'm in the venue. So it's like overnight, something like my phone won't be charging. But then when I'm in the venue, I just plug in my phone to my computer and put it on my desk next to me. Like, I don't think I would leave a lot of my accessories and stuff like that, I typically leave in the venue overnight without me supervising it. But things like my phone, I want that with me. I don't really feel comfortable just putting that out. But, a lot of the time, sometimes I'll bring my battery pack, sometimes I'll just charge it during the day by having it plugged in next to my computer. So I have, like, some long lightning cables for that. Like the one that I charge up here with, which is just, like, this super long thing. So it's like I can put it wherever is a good place to put it on my desk. throw that back and out of the way again for now. Is the way that I go about it. And then in terms of saving money to actually, you know, eat food and stuff there, as opposed to, like, having to go out, like, eating out at different places there, like the DQ next to the venue. I always pack a shit ton of sandwiches and granola bars, is the way that I handle it. Sometimes for some LAN gaming events, what I've done is I've gone to a grocery store and I've bought, like, a pack of cheese buns, or sometimes I'll do, like, cheese bagels. I take them home, I slice them all in half, I put, salami and cheese in a couple that I'll eat on, like, the first day, since it would have to be refrigerated if I was keeping it long term. Then I just put, like, peanut butter or something like that in the rest, because that'll last a little bit longer. And then I'll eat, like, my salami and cheese ones on, like, the first day or two. Well, just the first day, probably not the second day, but, and then I eat the peanut butter ones on the other days. And then I just reach into my bag and I grab a sandwich whenever I'm hungry. is what I do. Sometimes I'll go with a cousin and kids to, like, go pick something up. Well, won't go with them, but more like he'll sometimes be going out and be like, hey, we're going out here, you want anything? Sometimes we'll get some stuff sorted out for the group that way, but I mostly am kind of subsisting off of my big pack of sandwiches and granola bars that I slowly chip away across, and like pack some chips and energy drinks and water bottle and stuff like that is what I do. I think I'm definitely gonna pack stuff this year. Spent too much on food in the center. Yeah. I know a lot of people go to, like, the DQ there, or, like, the, restaurant and other stuff upstairs. I think I was upstairs in 2019, but I don't think I've been up there since then, so I don't even know what all is up there. Yep, all the Red Bull going around. That has been a bit of a problem with my, with my little cousins during previous years, especially the younger one there. Apparently having a little bit too much Red Bull as a tiny kiddo during the first year that I remember going, 2019. I remember when, I think that they don't give out Red Bull to kids, though, unless there's, like, an adult saying it's okay. And I think when Guzma was here in 2023 and he was sleeping in the back of my truck, my little cousin, she went out there at, like, 6 in the morning and woke him up asking if he could get her a Red Bull. She's gotten a bit much of the caffeine and other stuff in her system at those events. I don't remember what number she's told me she's had at those events before, but, like, an absurd amount. You wouldn't give anyone Red Bull under 18. Yeah, so that checks out then. I don't think I've ever had a Red Bull in my life. Yeah, they go around asking if people want them for free, so tempted to say yes, but, like, I only really drink water and sometimes juice and milk. That's pretty much it.
We have to come back.
I don't really drink all that much in the way of weird things.
To break the rules
No alcohol, no pop,
Think it's worth it?
no weird energy drinks.
Trouble we're in when we get back.
I'll drink energy drinks in the form of, like,
We love it.
Powerade, Gatorade kind of stuff like that.
So could I get
Basically
like
just like juicy flavored water with electrolytes and stuff. But not like Red Bull or Monster type energy drink. So it depends on what you classify as an energy drink, I guess. But yeah, don't be addicted like you.
Oh God.
Well, I think I need to interact with him. Or not. Oh, there we go. I am hitting E, dang it. Still Hunter Simulator, this game sometimes. Dear pesky plumbers.
This is our boat, Captain.
The Koopalings and I have taken over the Mushroom Kingdom. Okay. Can't drink Monster, I get the shakes. I would say that I could agree with that because I don't know any better. Because I wouldn't know. Dad, taking Max away from here. He can't spend his life locked inside this rotting building. All he'll do is take on your weaknesses. Soldiers killed Mom. You just stood there like a coward. What kind of example is that? You should have gotten angry. You should have made them hurt worse than they hurt her. Yep. Continuing with the whole theme of like revenge and someone wronged you, you better wrong them even harder. And I feel like the game, I'll talk about this more like later in the game, but I feel like there's some stories where I forget what the saying is, but it's like it's too much of itself or something like that, where it's like you can have like a central theme be touched upon in different ways throughout the story. But when every single case is just basically the exact same thing, this game is just example after example of, hey, they hurt you, make them hurt more. Just over and over and over again. It's like, yeah, I get it. Revenge bad. I get it. When the game just preaches that, you know, nonstop. Like, I feel like with I'll talk about this more later in the playthrough again to elaborate further. But one of the things I liked about The Last of Us Part 1 is it had the little subplots that you were doing along the way that all connected in some way to the theme of like family and connections and all that. Like, you need a battery, or you need a vehicle, which then needs a battery, go do this whole subplot with Bill and find out about like his partner Frank and, you know, their kind of tragic time and how that tragically ended and all that. You team up with Henry and his little brother that he lives for, but his little brother gets bit and he has to kill him out of necessity, and then he's completely broken and then he kills himself, you know, like really heavy themes like that that make you go like, wow, that was really heavy. But it's not all the exact same thing, essentially. It all touches upon like the theme of family and connections and what's meaningful, like Last of Us Part 1 is all about. But it does it in different ways and explores it in different ways as you go along that keeps you engaged in these subplots. Whereas the plot of Last of Us Part 2 is just the exact same thing over and over again of all these instances of they hurt you, time to make them hurt more. Just over and over and over and over again, not really exploring other kinds of cases of revenge. And the actual plot subject matter, I just don't think is quite as interesting. Like, you kind of get to see, like, Ellie's kind of descent into darkness and stuff like that. But for the most part, you're just kind of scurrying around Seattle trying to find the breadcrumbs and get closer to the thing that you actually care about. And then when you actually get to the thing that you care about, then cliffhanger, and you have to do stuff that you especially don't care about because this cliffhanger has been dangled there and you're getting through all this other stuff that you're not paying too much attention to because you just want to get to the stuff that you care about. I have a lot of problems with this story. But yeah, let's see here. A spoil once in a while. I have a Red Bull or a Rockstar. Fair enough there. Have you been watching this show? I have indeed. I believe I started watching season 1 of the show before the game came out on PC. So I went into my part 1 playthrough having already seen the full show and known the full story. This one I already know the full story because after watching season 1 with my family, I ended up playing casually through the game on PlayStation 5 with family just to see what happened. And our responses were, I don't know. It's kind of what it was. So I'm not going blind into this story either. So far, I feel like the show has been much better than the game. It has been fixing a lot of the pacing issues, a lot of the storytelling order issues, and has been introducing new things to the plot that weren't in the game that help fix it up around the edges a little bit in ways that the game very much need. Because I feel like the game is pretty sloppily handled. But it feels like with the show, they're kind of like, all right, it's been several years since the game came out. We have some time to reflect on this and acknowledge that, hey, maybe the game wasn't like a perfect masterpiece. Maybe we can fix this up a little bit, get a little bit of the grease behind the wheels. And I am liking the show a lot more than the game so far. I'll be interested to see what they do with the rest of the season. Well, Max, to see what it looks like when people are willing to stand up for what they want, when they're willing to make something of their life. The world is harsh. It's up to us to change it. Only when weak may I carry my true strength. Maybe we'll come back someday. If we do, I hope you're not still sitting in your stupid fucking chair. Interesting. Have you seen any of the show by chance or know anything about the games?
These kids ran off to join the Scars.
Jeez. Well, on the bright side, I found these keys.
What is wrong with you?
He's a skeleton. He doesn't need them.
I just don't understand how anybody willingly joins the Scars.
Why not?
Because they're an insane cult. That's why.
Well, the QZs,
Well, what if
people
you
who
guys
fight
are an insane
fireflies
cult
are
in your own way?
fanatics.
Yeah,
We
it's
were
all a matter
naive.
of perspective.
We weren't fanatical.
We blew up checkpoints and assassinated soldiers.
Got a point.
not
It's
the
all a
same.
matter of
I'm just
perspective.
saying,
Hop on the show. I'm enjoying it. Game I know
bit.
bits and pieces.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I would argue that the show is much better. I think if you watch the show and
time do
then
you
watch
think it
all the
is?
cutscenes of the game, you'll probably be like, oh,
we got time.
oh. It's like, that's how I feel like it would be for me if I watched the show first. It's honorable that you respect your father, but you have to see he's trying to control you, make you feel like you're still a child because he's too afraid to act like a man. You deserve to be surrounded by a community that can foster a strong spirit like yours. Max, even more so. So impressionable. You care about your brother. You'll get him out of there before he takes on your father's weaknesses. We'll be passing by your aquarium again in 5 days. If you want to join us, light a torch along the dock and we'll pull in nearby. May she guide you. That was the note they got from the Seraphites that let them know to join and stuff like that. Yeah, more so part 1 than part 2. Okay. Have you seen, like, the latest episodes of Season 2 here? I guess, like, when you're saying bits of the game, more so part 1 than part 2. That would be referring to the game, not the seasons, and then that would mean, like, caught up on the latest stuff with the show here. I was talking earlier in the stream about how one of the things that I did really like about Episode 3 as opposed to the game is you actually find out, like, a bit about the Seraphites in Ellie's story, since they're the faction that's like, hey, we're doing what we can to be safe here. I'm giving you something even more safe than that hammer will ever be, and that's distance. And then, you know, the whistling, they need to go for cover. It's not the demons, it's the wolves that are coming, and all that, and showing that the wolves here very clearly hate and go after the Seraphites and stuff like that. You don't really see that in the game until Abby's stuff here later on. Like the parts that I'm at. But through all of Ellie's stuff, you just kind of encounter them towards the end of her levels, like, who are these guys? You'll find out when you play as Abby.
Damn.
So, actually getting a little bit about the Seraphites in the show is one of the changes that I really like with Episode 3 compared to the game so far, among many other things. Like Sandwich Man actually having more of a role in showing Ellie that she can kind of put her differences aside. And, you know, not just be like, hey, I despise everything about you forever. Although she does still kind of very reluctantly take his help.
Come on.
Owen.
Still to show that dynamic. Instead of him just being the guy that gave sandwiches like in the game. I have a feeling that I know exactly where they're gonna end Season 2. If it's gonna be like the midpoint of the, of this game. And if it's what I think it is, it's going to be an incredibly dissatisfying cliffhanger.
You're good.
Because that's how it goes in the game here. You do Ellie's story, and then, surprise, cliffhanger. What's gonna happen now that Ellie and Abby have, like, met one another and are about to lay down the hurt and stuff? Now, sudden cut. Play the next 20 hours of the game as Abby until you get caught up again, and it can actually finally find out what happens.
Jesus, I sure hope not.
So, I have a feeling that all of Season 2 is probably gonna be Ellie's stuff. Then Season 3 is probably gonna be Abby's stuff, leading into, like, the, like, final ending and stuff like that. So, like, at least with players of the game, you can keep on playing and go ham and find out what happens when you put in enough hours. The watchers of the show are just gonna have to, like, wait a year until, like, Season 3 and, probably be stuck on that cliffhanger. Or maybe they'll do something about that terrible cliffhanger end there that you're just stuck on for a while. Because the show does seem like it's making a lot of improvements and making it much less dissatisfying.
Told you they were spotted.
Maybe that's something that they'll address. If they're continuing to handle it better. Again, like I mentioned earlier, you find out about all this stuff going on, and like, okay, so here's the importance of seeking out Owen in the now.
Slow down.
No.
But again, it kind of takes the back seat when we're left on a cliffhanger earlier.
Is it this? It's this, isn't it? You are disgusted by it. Come on, Ab.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. Talk to me.
I know all the leads have dried up. But Joel's still out there, you know?
I know. What can I do?
Let's go back. We can still make training.
You go ahead.
What about you?
I'm gonna hang out with the seals for a little while.
I'm sorry.
I told you already. Don't be sorry.